Ago today, life in New Orleans changed forever. Hurricane Katrina destroyed homes and lives.
After the storm, the city residents had scattered. Some returned. Others found a new place to call home.
WVTM 13's Jordan West sat down with one of those people, a man who's bringing a little piece of his New Orleans culture to Jefferson County.
This kitchen in Bessemer may be small, but for Dwayne Thompson, it's home.
Food is always good to fellowship over.
A kitchen packed with the aroma of good food and stories worth sharing.
Most people who talk to me actually think I'm from Birmingham till I start talking. I get that bell from that baby. And they hear my accent like, oh no, that's not a Birmingham accent.
Dwayne landed in Inverness after Hurricane Katrina washed away his home. Dwayne got out, but his goal was always make it back to New Orleans. But his kids found a new home at Inverness Elementary.
They had 29 kids in the class, a teacher aide, right? Computers, and they were learning foreign language. I was like, oh, wait a minute. This is something I would have to pay for if I go back home.
With his kids getting an education, Dwayne started working with the Birmingham Police Department. Then it was time to focus on his culinary passions. He created his own barbecue sauce.
It's an original New Orleans recipe. It's a little sweet with a little heat, but it works with almost anything.
Paired with his own seasoning.
It has all the herbs and spices of something that would be from New Orleans.
Which eventually led to his own kitchen.
What I decided I could do was give one day a week to the community and to those like to experience my food. I tried something new and I created a Fish Fry Friday, where we come together, we eat fish, we sit around. It's like home away from home.
Nights filled with stories and laughter.
I think that's a real fun part of it, that you get to meet people from all over and expose them to your story and hear their stories. There are things that I've learned about Birmingham that I never would have known in New Orleans. The rich history, the civil rights, the people I've met.
The preservation of a culture.
New Orleans will never not be home because everything is just there and I'm connected to everything. But I'm glad to have a place called home.
Looks different for everyone.
For the people who got a chance to visit that when they got dispersed and could bring that back to the city, kudos. For those who went to those places and yearned to get back home because they wanted to revitalize the culture, kudos to them. But for me, I got an opportunity to do both. But now I get a chance to bring a part of New Orleans to a place that I really wouldn't have been able to experience unless they went. And kudos to me.
So yeah, it's a small kitchen filled with food, family, and fellowship, lifting a lost culture out of the water. In Jefferson County, I'm meteorologist Jordan West, WVTM 13.
Dwayne Thompson also told Jordan about what it was like when Katrina hit New Orleans and how he got out. We'll post that conversation on our website after this newscast. All week long, we've been talking about the aftermath of Katrina, the recovery, and the country's dam and levee infrastructure. Watch our National Investigative Team's reports and look through our Hearst Data Team's interactive map to find the closest dam to your house on the free WVTM 13 app and on the WVTM13.com.
So crazy to hear stories like that because everyone that was impacted, just their life changed forever.
Yeah, so many people in coastal Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana affected by that. And then a few weeks later, Hurricane Rita came in and damaged some of the same areas with flooding happening again in the 9th Ward in New Orleans. So that was a really rough year. Thankfully, this year has been much